Was what it was. Frustrating.
It seemed like some of the issues you guys had tonight have been kind of
It's I mean, you look at our last 6 games, whatever. It's been a slide for sure. So disappointing, but looking forward. I mean, I'm excited about where this team's going to be next year. And I plan on finishing my career strong. I think I have a few good years left, and I'm going to take it to the limit.
Why do you think some of those issues weren't able to be corrected this year?
I don't know. It's like we weren't trying. We give credit to Todd Bowles and them. I mean, they did a lot of defensively. As far as different blitz packages, trying to confuse us. So they did a good job with that. And I felt like, we had some plays. We had times where we could have taken over the game and we didn't. And so that's the way it ends.
There's always change every year, Lane, but Jason has obviously thought about his future quite a bit recently. If that was his last game, how much will you miss him, and what did he mean to you?
I love him with my brothers. I mean, I never had, a brother, growing up. I was the only child, so these guys are my family. So I love him. He's one of the best centers ever played the game. There's few guys that could, do things he could do on a football field athletically. And I don't think we'll see another one like him for a long time. So,
did he give any indication that this could be the last?
He's hinted at it, but I think it's going to be him that's going to have to make that call. But I mean, I was playing like it was his last. I mean, you never know, but you're going to have to ask him that.
Well, the blitz, obviously, you guys knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And they're still effective again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
what was the plan? What was the plan to stop the blitz?
Yeah, I mean, we try to be thorough with what we're doing, but I feel like there's some times where we did beat it, and then there was times where you need some third down conversions to take over the game, like I said, and we didn't do it. And so, when the defense had a few good stops, there was times where the offense had a chance to take control, go make a drive, and we failed to do that. And so it's frustrating. This whole second half of the season was frustrating, but looking at it, we'll analyze it, have a lot of time in the off season to reflect about it, and make sure nothing like this happens again.
In these past 10 years, whenever the offense was struggling, we'd say, on the offensive line, run the ball.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys got away from tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there's like I said, usually if we stick with the run game. If we hit it early, I just feel like we kind of got behind early from the jump, and so we tried to mix it in, but it was what it was. It was sloppy.
You've been here before for firings, head coach firings.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the broadcast talking like this is something that's automatically going to happen. I mean, what's the tone around here?
I'm just like you. I'm sitting and watching. I really don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, it's very frustrating. You have, you see what this team was, and you see how the team ended, and the slide that we had, and there was no stopping. So it's very frustrating. So, it's a wild business we're in. I mean, nobody's safe. So we'll see what happens. I just, if this is Kelsey's last game or any of the guys, I was trying to give it everything I had. So it's frustrating, but,
Is it embarrassing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How embarrassing?
It's very embarrassing. You go from, 10-1 to losing last, 6-7 or whatever we did. And, we've done all the press conferences. We've done all the, explaining, trying to, and still not getting corrected. So, there's probably going to be some changes. It's frustrating. Hopefully, as long as I'm playing, I don't have to be a part of something like this again. So that's my plan.
Troy Aikman was talking about the body language, that they could see it on the broadcast. I guess we could see it up in the press box.
Yeah.
Maybe some guys like not jumping in when other guys get hit. Guys celebrating together. Did you feel like the body language of this team reflected how you guys felt about it?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely times. I mean, even when you look out the course of the season, what I tell my guys, the O-line, no matter what the scoreboard is, you play. No slopping, no clapping your hands, no sulking, bad plays. You go up to the line of scrimmage like nothing happened, like a robot. And I think something that's needs to be addressed. I think as far as concerning next season, you don't want to give your opponents anything. I mean, they see it on film, sulking, bad body, all this stuff. You can't give your opponents anything. And so,
on that note, like during the Super Bowl season, a lot of players cited how together the team was, how everyone really played for each other. You kind of feel the same way about this team as that?
yeah, I mean, the effort wasn't a problem. We all have great relationships. It's just, we have a slide going, and you can't stop it. Losing last whatever we did, probably the first second team to end like this. After starting the season the way you did and ending the way you did, it's frustrating. So, like I said, we've offered plenty of explanations, but at the end of the day, we never did get the result we wanted to. So, got to change. It is what it is.
Maybe things have gaps a little bit. Like there were times where you didn't have the normal energy you guys have had in the past. And you were making mental mistakes that you seemed to be tired. Two illegal downfields.
Yeah.
And one of them was an illegal downfield and a false start back to back.
Yeah.
Those are typically errors of fatigue.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like a lot of those plays happen, third downs where defense made a stop and we needed to get these plays done so we could change the trajectory of the game, and it didn't happen. So, yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, we have plenty of time all season to reflect, analyze every player. I mean, every player's, is what it is. You're going to get analyzed for how you produce, what kind of teammates you are, all that. So it's all getting evaluated. So it's frustrating, but hopefully, as long as I'm playing football, I want to correct that, and make sure it don't happen again.
Lane,
So,
ownership comes to some of the veteran players and asks advice about Nick and the coaching staff. What would you say?
I love those guys, man. I battle with those guys. The Super Bowl, we lost. We've had our ups and downs. Really, I think maybe the initial season where we started ended up making it to the playoffs, where we lost the first round here. That was kind of like the building phase, and then it's hard to explain this. The second half of the season. It's frustrating, and I have no explanations for that. But as far as all those guys, man, I love my teammates. I love my coaches. I'm down to battle with those guys and have for the past 11 years. So, but like I said, NFL, it's a business. So, what the future holds, I don't know.
Yeah,
route pattern.
Yeah, we both just seen something completely different.
Yeah. Was it that you didn't see his check hand
It,
signal?
it was two different signals, and we seen one and didn't see the other.
So you and I, when you arrived here, we expected to see a Jalen and DeVonta grouping going for a long time. Sometimes this sort of thing takes a step backward before it takes a step forward. Do you feel like that's the situation now that teams kind of understand what you are and you have to adjust to them?
Yeah, definitely. That's part of the game. Sometimes teams figure you out and you have to adjust to them. Sometimes we figure teams out and they have to adjust to us. Tonight, I wouldn't say anybody figuring anybody out. We knew what they were going to do. They knew what we were trying to do. That's why they blitzed every play. They knew we were trying to run the ball. And like I said, we had everything we wanted. We just didn't execute consistently.
Do you think that execution will improve in the future as you guys get to know each other even better?
Yeah, man. It's small stuff. Small, very fixable stuff.
DeVonta, the way this season ended, 6 losses, I mean, how do you explain it and how frustrating?
It's very frustrating, especially when, you have the talent, you have the right mindset, you have the right things going, and like I say, just small details you're missing.
Yeah. I mean, how does that get fixed, in the off season? I mean, do you...
Got a long time. Right now, I don't have an answer for you. Got a long time. I'm pretty sure, nobody's going to be thinking about any football anytime soon. So, we'll see when we get there.
You may have answered this already, but on the fourth down, the goal line to go, were they trying to get you in a one-on-one with that play?
Yeah, I went to Nick, told him to give me the ball, and I just got to make the play.
And with working with Brian and Nick through the last 5 games or so, how would you explain what's kind of gone on behind the scenes, trying to find solutions, and where you feel that is right now?
We had the answer to everything. We just didn't execute consistently.
We're going to have to do stuff, and hopefully we can go down and finish it next
How
year.
embarrassing is it this way, the way that last stretch of the season went?
Yeah, obviously it's not what any of us expected or what any of us wanted.
it could have been worse. You know, we still had a shot in the playoffs. You know, we didn't play good enough today. It's one of those things where you know, you never expect it to end. You never know when it's going to end. And you know, it's always super disappointing when it does, whether it's, you know, regular season, postseason, Super Bowl. You know, it's never fun to know that this is going to be the last time with a group of guys that are in this locker room. You know, got respect for each and every one of the people in this room, in this you know, the organization, and you know, we're going to find a way to come out stronger.
Dallas, obviously things went sideways over the last 6, 7 weeks or so. If there's one thing that you could put your finger on for the reason why it did, is there something that you can point to?
Man, I got nothing for you. I think if we had a solution, you know, it wouldn't have went the way it did. You know, it'll be interesting looking back at the tape of this game, going back through the season, look at all the things that we could have done better. I know people have heard it a lot that we were close on a lot of plays, and you know, that's the hard part about this game is, you know, it's the ultimate team game, and if one person on defense makes a play, it can ruin the whole play. So you know, we just need to move forward and find a way to get better.
Do you kind of wonder what's going to happen, like, you know, with the coaching staff, just because of the way the season ended? I mean, there's speculation and all that.
Yeah, I got no concerns with that. That's all out of my control. I'm going to control what I can control, and you know, attack this off season and try to improve my game and come back to be a better player next year.
Dallas, I'm sure you saw the cameras pick up you and Jalen having a disagreement on the sideline. What was that about, and why did it boil over like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm trying to think of this game. Someone mentioned that to me earlier. I don't think me and Jalen had any problems all game. I think I saw the clip. It was hard to tell what part of the game it was, but I think it was on the 3rd down, and I missed a signal, and I, you know, could have messed up a big play to Smitty there early in the game. I think that's when it was, and you know, it was my fault. I missed the sign, and it could have been a big play to Smitty. So I was just a little frustrated with myself, not Jalen at all. You know, me and him got a great relationship. I don't think we've ever had an argument, so it was nothing that, you know, it's an emotional game. It was, you know, we didn't get it on 3rd down, so everybody's a little upset, but it was, you know, we got no beef at all.
It seemed like a lot of the issues you guys had offensively today have been issues over the last month and a half or so. Is it concerning that they weren't able to get fixed during this slide?
You know, obviously it's disappointing not winning games. We got a lot of winners in this group and a lot of people that hate to lose. So yeah, it's disappointing losing games, but you know, I got full belief in everybody in the building. You know, but it's one of those things that we're gonna have to take the off season and take a deep look in the mirror and see what we can get better for next year.
It's just over with, so I gotta. I'm just about to go home. Really, I don't really have any thoughts for to be honest with you.
How do you reflect on this game where things go wrong?
I know I had one big play. I missed the tackle. You know, he went and scored. So really, that's the one I think about the most.
What happened there?
We were in man. He threw an out route. I went to try to tackle. He cut back in. Tried to wrap him up high. Slipped off of him.
It looked like in this game there was a rotation at corner. Was that the plan coming in, or did that change during the game?
We've done that in the past a little bit. It wasn't as much as today, but we did it a little bit in the past. And it was kind of an in-game adjustment.
Does that hurt a little bit to have your snaps decline like that?
Oh, for sure.
How do you explain it as y'all are going through the season, you make a change to defensive coordinator? What was that adjustment like over the last couple of games, and what do you reflect on that as you go into this postseason?
I feel like the adjustment was smooth. I mean, we knew as players it was on us. Of course, the side kind of took the brunt of it because he was a coordinator and he was the one that got demoted. But at the end of the day, you know, it was on us as players. We didn't do what we needed to do on the field, and that's kind of how we approached it. And then we pretty much played similar defense. Of course, the calls were a little bit different as far as whether it was first, second, or third down. But at the end of the day, it's on us as players, and we didn't get it done.
How did Sirianni address the locker room after the game today?
It was positive. Really ain't too much you can say once you lose and the season's over with. was just kind of positive and had guys think about possibly next year.
With the way everything kind of went south after you guys were 10-1, I mean, is it just one of those things that just kept snowballing? And how do you explain kind of what happened?
Yeah, I mean, looking at it now, you could say it was a snowball effect. But us as players, we was confident coming in here, hoping that we could make a change and turn things around, but it didn't happen.
Are you confident the team can do that as is going into next year?
We don't know what holds for next year. We don't know who's going to be here, who's not going to be here, because of course we didn't live up to expectations, and we had a lot of expectations going into this year. And whenever you don't live up to those, of course people want to make changes, and so that's why I don't really have any thoughts right now. I'm gonna just enjoy my off season, and whatever happens.